Welcome back, beta. In that chapter, why do we fall? Revision work is started. So, continuity to that. Already we have uploaded two videos about the basic terms used in the why do we fall in chapter and different type of diseases. What are the health and healthy conditions required? So now in this chapter, why do we fall in? You will study about the or you will learn about the what are the major different types of diseases and what are the various causes of diseases and peptic ulcers. So let us start the topic. What are the various diseases or what are the various kind of diseases? So disease means uneasiness. It means feeling discomfort, and that disease is classified on the basis of their impact, on the basis of their spread, and on the basis of their nutrition, on the basis of the lack of nutrition. So, first disease is the acute disease and the chronic disease. Now, the word acute and chronic. The meaning of acute disease means these are the kind of diseases which are not leading poor health effect. It means these are a kind of disease which does not affect much more on our health concern, and these diseases runs for the short time period. They run for the short time period, less health effect. Okay, so acute diseases a kind of disease which are short lifespan or that run for the lifetime period, short time period, and less health effect, and third, easy to recover. It is easy to recover. So example of acute disease is common cough and cold is the very simple disease. Common cough and cold. Pneumonia is also it is easily controlled, and when you are in the when you are suffering from the fever, so fever is also come in that category acute diseases. So I think you understood about the acute diseases. Now come to the chronic diseases. Chronic means that have chronological order or that have some history or past history, and these chronic diseases are opposite to that. They are running for a long time period, even throughout the lifetime. For example, elephantiasis. You have seen in the communities or in a nearby vicinity or in your neighborhood. If there are many of the people, their legs are so inflated and that enlarged like elephant foot. So that is called the elephantiasis. And these diseases remain in their body, in their health concern throughout the lifetime period. So chronic diseases are having a long time period, running for the long time period, and they have some past history also, and they causes the serious health concern. Their side effects is very serious on our health, and it is very tough to recover them, or it take more time to recover. Another example of chronic is the hepatitis B. You know about the hepatitis A, hepatitis B. Even jaundice is also example. Okay, tuberculosis, that is short from TB. So these are the some example of the chronic diseases that require much more time to recover and run for the longer time period. Even in some cases like elephantiasis. So in that cases it may persist throughout the lifetime. Now this is the infectious and non-infectious diseases. The meaning of infectious is these are the diseases which are brought to our body by some of the microorganisms, and that microorganisms are virus, bacteria, fungi, nematodes, some worms, etc. And these infectious diseases are also known as communicable diseases. What do we call it? Communicable diseases. Communicable diseases or touchable diseases. It means they spread among the family, among the society, among the country. So, a very current example of the infectious disease is COVID-19. Already I have told about the COVID-19. And another thing is ringworm. Okay, so this ringworm, tuberculosis, measles, chickenpox, these are some example of the infectious disease. Even the common cough and cold is also the infectious disease, which is spread from person to person. Now the question is that how this infectious disease spread? These infectious diseases are spread by the touch, by using the utensils, by using their own clothes or infected person's clothes, and they spread through the air, water or food. Now non-infectious diseases, they are also known as non-communicable diseases because they cannot burst out, they cannot expose out, they remain in the infected person only. And these non-infectious disease only injurious for the person who is bearer of that disease. And that non-infectious disease common example is cancer, diabetes, liver cirrhosis. So these are the some example of the non-infectious disease. Even the high blood pressure, low blood pressure, cardiac arrest or heart attack. So these all are the non-infectious disease. Now genetical diseases. This is the new for you. Genetical disease means actually whatever the genes are coming to the child, it's from the parents, and the parents are taking the genes from their grandparents or their own father and mother. So these are the diseases which are transferred generation to generation, and they are endless, they never stop, because our genes, which is the controller of all the things, are infected. So one of the common genetical disease is hemophilia, color blindness. Hemophilia and color blindness is a very common disease that is kept in the genetical. Hemophilia means a disease if a small injury is cut there, profuse blood flow outside and it is uncontrollable. So that is called the hemophilia. You might know about the that is the Elizabeth, the Queen of England. She is suffering from that hemophilia. Now the color blindness. This color blindness is a disease in which a person is unable to distinguish between the green and red color. So this is the genetical. Now the nutritional diseases. What are the nutritional diseases? It means these are the called malnutrition. What we call it? Malnutrition. It means malnutrition means they are the diseases which are developed due to lack of balanced diet or appropriate diet. When a person is not getting the appropriate balanced diet, he will suffer from the disease. For example, kwashiorkor, marasmus, rickets, night blindness. These are the example of the nutritional diseases. Okay, but these nutritional diseases are recoverable when persons are getting the balanced diet in a proper amount. So gradually it will be replenished, it will be out. Now next, this is the complete types of diseases: acute diseases, chronic diseases, infectious diseases, non-infectious diseases, genetical disorders or genetical diseases, nutritional deficiency diseases, and now peptic ulcer. These peptic ulcer is what peptic ulcer here. Beta, okay. This is our stomach. Whatever the junk food which we are taking here, it will be stored here, and due to the incomplete breakdown of this food, because peptic ulcer is a result of the consumption of the or intake of the junk foods due to the stress and due to change in the lifestyle. These three important factors are there which are helping to not digesting this food. And what happened there, due to the high secretion, actually when we are under the more stress, the level of acid secretion increases more. So due to the high secretion of acid, what happened, this wall of stomach, here is the wall, this wall of the stomach will be ruptured. And when it will be ruptured, what happened, the blood will ooze outside, and it will be goes out through the vomiting. So peptic ulcer is a bleeding disorder related with the stomach or intestine. Sometimes intestine is also get affected. And what is the reason behind that? The reason behind that, intake of junk food, improper sleeping, stress or change in the lifestyle. Now this peptic ulcer was first of all discovered, or it was well studied by the two scientists, that is called the Warren and Marshall. Warren and Marshall recognized that there is a bacteria called Helicobacter pylori. The name of bacteria is Helicobacter pylori. These Helicobacter pylori is a bacteria which prefer to survive in the acidic medium. So when more and more acid secreted in our intestine, these Helicobacter will dwell here, it will survive more and more, and it causes the bleeding of the stomach wall, even the intestine. So now how in what way the question we ask, what is a peptic ulcer, and name the bacteria which causes peptic ulcer. So peptic ulcer is a bleeding disorder of the stomach or the intestine, and it is due to the Helicobacter pylori. Now the causes of a disease. In what way a disease is developed in our body, or how it will be visible in our healthy body. So there are various causes of the disease. Number one is when our body is attacked by some pathogens. And what are the pathogens? Pathogens are disease causing agents, and these pathogens include bacteria, virus, fungi, nematodes, etc. So these are some of the microorganisms, the germs which attack on a healthy person and create the disease or causes the disease. Number two, lack of nutrition. If the person is not intaking or not taking a balanced diet or appropriate diet which is required for his or her proper growth and development, then he will suffer from the nutrition. Then he will suffer from the diseases. Now, lack of public health and hygiene. I just in my previous lecture I told about that. Hygiene and the proper sanitation is very important to keep your body sound or healthy. So lack of public health. Is, for example, if the water is dirty, unclean water is there, or contaminated water is supplied through the pipeline, and the individuals are drinking this, so people will be diseased one. And similarly, if the supply of food is not healthy, it is unhealthy food or unhealthy cooked food, even that the health will be suffered and the person will be diseased. So these are some causes of the disease. Now thanks to watch that video.